Chad Shannon, Shannon Strength. Here we go. Reload weeks number 3 and 4. Did some log accessory and some sandbag fun. I got my new custom sandbags in. Again, just kind of playing with this log split jerk from the rack. We're just working on split jerk. I don't know what to do with log press. I feel like as I get better at axle, I get worse at log. And I feel it's that front rack position. I'm not stable there. This looks easy and it feels great with the empty log, but you add some weight and then form breaks down pretty quick. But maintain it well with an axle as the weight gets heavier. Again, uh, came off the bodybuilder kind of stuff, doing 10 sets of 10 and lower weight, higher rep, and kind of just letting joints and stuff rest. Did that for a good 3 4 weeks, and now it's kind of reload time and back already weeks 3 and 4. Again, just did some accessory stuff on my squat day. Just did some box kind of squat, kind of a partial rep. Here's my new custom sandbags. Played with sand, filling them up, 750 pounds of sand. And my new scale in the background. Got to play with that some too. Still need a little more sand to top the bags off. They don't quite weigh exactly right. Also got some new wheels and tires. Put them on right before a snowstorm. And kind of just getting back into my routine. Like Monday I do some log press. Thursday typically been doing some axle. And like a Saturday doing kind of some kind of overhead event, so to speak. So again, just getting ready to creep back in and peak strength. So did a log 3x3 at 180. Again, I could do 3x3s, with anywhere from 75 to 85%. And then when I hit 95%, do like 2x2s, 2x1s even. Then do some maybe heavy singles. And then when I do for my heavy single, I'll do 75% of that and kind of drop back down. And that's really worked well for me, gaining strength, upper and lower body. Is to do kind of a 3x3, do some 2x2s, 2x3s, kind of powerlifting style. Do some heavy singles, or at least some heavy attempts. I feel you have to feel the weight, or you'll never just, if you've never attempted 300, how you gonna get 300? You have to feel it. That's just my philosophy anyway. And then I feel like getting that base strength once you're fatigued, dropping down to 75% and just trying to get some good base strength, or as many reps as possible, and always try to shoot for 10. Again, axle press is just way better right now. Did 3x3 at 200 pounds with it. And it's really right now my axle's about like it was already in the last season. I'm sure I could probably hit anywhere from 235, 245 in that neighborhood, no problem. Got to play with sandbags a little bit, so I did a sandbag to shoulder. Again, the first bag is 150. It's supposed to be a 225 bag, so I need to add about 75 pounds of sand to it. It's winter time, so I'm not really in a hurry to get a bunch of frozen sand and try to thaw it and top them off. I'm going to do that as the weather warms up a little bit. That second bag is about 175, and that green bag, which is an Army duffel bag, is about 200. And that final bag is going to eventually be a 300, is actually right about 250, 247, somewhere in there. Again, hadn't done sandbag shoulder in a long time. Just thought this would be a good little something to play with. And really, what I'm doing here, I'm working on explosion out of my lap. Carries over to stone loads, carries over to any kind of loading. And I'm actually going to maybe play around with the Viper press on log press. I need something. I need a new weapon with log press. I'm never going to be a massive log presser. If I could get a 275 log someday, that would probably be my peak of my career. I would just like to hit 250 consistently, and I've really struggled with log, especially since I broke my neck. It's just, and I feel like I'm getting good range of motion and getting in position. So that's the 250 bag, total fail, but hey, I tried. Good attempt. Just ran out of gas, ran out of power from the lap. All right, here we go. Super Death Nelly. This is the week's 3 attempt. So this was on a Sunday. I always do kind of a cardio GPP day on Sunday, and so usually 30 minutes of like on an elliptical or something. Maybe do a few ab exercises, then just set up some kind of sandbag run. Or last year there was a lot of steeplechases. This year already, OSG had a carry and drag similar to this event, and Arnold Strongman Classic for the professionals is going to have a log, carry, and drag. You drag get 2 or 3 heavy logs, load those, and drag those back. So I figured this will probably be on the menu this year. I mean, most promoters just kind of see what's popular and set up kind of similar events. And typically on a 3 bag run like this, they'll give you a little extra time. Instead of 60-second time cap, it typically will be a 75-second time cap. And again, just focusing on conditioning, just whatever. It don't have to be stupid heavy. Save the heavy for the day of the show. I mean, I know I'm capable. I know what I'm capable of. You know, just at nationals, I did steeplechase with 275 and 300-pound bags. I mean, I finished it. Again, it's just my gas tank was what was running low. Strength is there. You know, you don't have to pound strength every session. You just need to get your lungs built up and endurance. So his first 2 bags loaded, pretty good speed.
Yeah.
Making sure I sprint back, don't lollygag, don't trot back. Get down there, get the bag, and go. That's what I tell myself. I pretend I'm my own coach yelling at me. 200 bag, here we go. I'm starting to slow down. You can tell my foot speed's just dwindling away. And I typically do these workouts on an empty stomach, fasted morning cardio. So elliptical, then this is kind of a death melee. And then drag back, this is about 655 pounds total. Dragging it back, and I get stuck pretty quick. I might have got 20 feet in, but I was about to throw up right there. So this is week 3, kind of into that. That was pretty tough. And not bad for a first trial run of a extra sandbag in my medley. Yep, definitely about to puke. All right, so week 3 deadlifts. Again, not my best deadlift week. I really hadn't had a good deadlift session in a while. I did, some 10 by 10s and bodybuilder kind of stuff. And all I did was seem to aggravate my right hamstring a little bit. So this is an attempt at 550, something I've been hitting pretty easily. Broke ground, and I just didn't have it. Just out of gas. Maybe I should have strapped in, just focused on the pull. Not sure why I was doing mixed grip today. I really couldn't tell you. Maybe I just didn't feel like pulling my straps. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, I do like to work on my grip. I don't like to rely on straps, but maybe that's what it was. Maybe I thought I just needed to work on gripping and ripping. And it did drop down to 500. And I did a single 500 before this, before the attempt at 550. And I thought, well, I'll drop down 50 pounds. I should be able to get it for a double. And I couldn't get it for a single either. And I actually failed it at a very strange spot. I failed it at my knees. Usually I can get it there and I can just drag it up my body. But I was just out of gas today. So I failed at the 500. And so I did another drop down to 455. Thought, hey, let's end on a good note. I feel you should always end on a good note. Positive breeds positive. Success breeds success. I mean, if you're going to have a failed lift in a workout, come back and get a win. If you fail a heavy single, that's okay, man. I mean, that's what training's for. You want to be successful though. It's like being on the platform powerlifting. You want to go for 9 for 9. You want to hit all 3 of all 3 of each squat, bench, and deadlift. You want to hit all 3 attempts, but it don't always happen. Maybe something feels funny, something feels off. It's okay. Don't let it get you down. Come back and get it. So that's what I did here. Came back to 455, and it just felt heavy today. Period. And some days weights are like that. I know Mitch Hooper likes to do RPE, rate of perceived exertion. That does not work well for me. I'd rather do percentages because some days I pretty much know what my 85% is, but some days that 85% feels like 100%. It just feels heavy. Some, especially I don't know, maybe it's with my age. I'm a little older than Mitch Hooper. Some days things just feel heavier. All right, so this was kind of my accessory chest day. This was Saturday. So again, kind of working on any kind of accessory. I had a little right shoulder issue. This I had a little impingement, and I feel like the pec flies help. So I did 4 sets here: 20, 25, 30, 35 pounds, and just supersetted all 3 exercises here. The pec fly. And look how I'm squeezing and turning my heels together at the top, getting a pec squeeze, getting a good stretch at the bottom of the pecs. I think it's just good for general development. Again, getting a little pec stretch at the bottom, just trying to explode up. Not real heavy weight. Could weight go way heavier, but that's not the point. Just again, some bodybuilder kind of stuff. And then from a press, I sit up and go into some dumbbell laterals. And then I find the key on the dumbbell laterals. I heard a bodybuilder talk to this. When you're going out laterally, imagine your pinkies going up toward the ceiling. I mean, you really can't see my wrist turning up, but just trying to focus on your pinkies up, you will feel your side deltoids activate a little more. So that's a good little trick of the trade. Again, just kind of a good shoulder burn, good workout, a little pec work, and then did some axle bench press. I feel bench press, when my bench press is in a good spot, my overhead's usually in a good spot. Um, and I like to use the axle because it's a little bit fatter. It's kind of like doing a deficit bench press. You don't go quite as deep, and I feel like it's been a little bit better on my shoulders. So I did some like sets of 3, and then I did some singles. And this was my heaviest single. I just did 255. Had good bar speed. I can't complain. Uh, Good bar speed. Could have maybe got another jump out of it, but that wasn't the point of the day. It was just to be successful and kind of get back under the load. Because honestly, bench press does not feel good right now. I'm just trying to find that groove again because I've not been doing it. I've been mostly overhead pressing. And if you don't do a movement for a while, it gets stale or unfinished, unpolished, unrefined, and you can definitely tell it. So I'll wrap up this session with some split jerk into push press. So I basically worked my way up. It's like 175. Did a set of split jerks. There you go. I think I did a couple or 3, and then no, into a push press. So just one of each. Okay. Then I go ahead and do another jump. I jump on up to, I think, 200s next. Yeah, here we go. So we got 200 pounds. And again, I'm going to do a 1 rep of the split jerk, 1 rep in the push press. Easy clean. There's the push press. And I kind of just go back and forth, whichever one to do. A little shaky, but lock it out and hold it. Look good. Alright. Then I'm going to do one more jump, going up to 225, I do believe. Yep, 225. Honestly, that split jerk looked a little shaky on the 200. So. Again, just doing a single of each one. Again, no problem with the clean. Do a push press. Good. And then here we go. Try into the split jerk. Again, just a little shaky at the top, a little bounce issue. Got the elbows locked, held it. Good down call right there. I was pretty happy with that. Definitely ended on a win. We'll flex here for the camera. All right. Again, Sunday, just decided to play with sandbags. I set up kind of a sandbag run here. The first is just warm up his sandbag to shoulder. I'm gonna try my sandbag. I'd like to get all 5 eventually, but again, I kind of get to that 4th bag and peter out, as they say. Got pretty tired. There's no explosion out of the hole. So before I even attempt this, I've done 30 minutes of fasted cardio, I've set all this up with bags and blocks and chalk and everything. I was at the gym literally 2 hours doing this workout. But hey, that's what it takes. I like to do fasted more cardio on Sunday, and so interesting enough, I just noticed watching this video. I went to my left shoulder this time, and last time I did the same back shoulder, I went to my right shoulder. So I don't know if that's something I didn't even notice I did until watching this video and putting this video together. But yeah, so maybe I need to play with that. Maybe if it doesn't go to one shoulder, try the other shoulder. So again, doing pretty good with the 175. No problem there. Get steady, down. Again, I'm not really attacking this. I'm using this kind of a warm up, just kind of a total body. You know, lap and load. Gets the hamstrings warm. Gets the lats warm. Pulling the bag in. Gets some extension. Firing. Because you go to blast out of the hole to get that bag. The goal is to explode up, get the bag up on your chest, and then if you need to, work it up. The higher you get it, the better. So that's 200. So it's actually a pretty big jump. I go from a 200 bag to a 250 bag. I feel like if I had a 225 bag in there, I'd probably be better off. But currently, this bag weighs about 250. Honestly, the red bag might be easier because it's packed tighter, even though it weighs about 260. So actually, this upcoming week, I may actually try the 260 bag instead of that 250, just because it's packed tighter, and I may be more successful. So all right, here we go. 250 bag. You know, I get it in my lap, which I'm running out of gas already. You can tell when I don't get it in my lap any better than that. I'm not getting it above my knees. Just trying to get in that right position so you can kind of cradle it, one arm under, one arm over. Trying to blast up and throw it, and I have no throw. Just no power. No power coming out of the lap. But the goal is hopefully to carry over to stone loads. I'm going to actually start playing with some viper press on the log, so I can avoid the rack position. I can just blast it on my lap and press it. Alright, so I set this up. This is actually going to be at the Arnold Masters, which unfortunately I was unable to qualify for this year. You know, maybe next year. You know, this was the inaugural year. It's been really kind of cool, but I just didn't have time or money to go to a competition to qualify or be prepared, and then go and have time and travel and train and be prepared for the Arnold Masters, because I didn't want to give my best performance. It was kind of just a little bit too short notice. I did send in a, hey guys, could I sneak in kind of email to Strongman Corp, but they said no, you gotta go through the chain the right way. I thought, hey, being an inaugural year, they might let me slide in. You know, I had some decent performances this past year in 2024, so, but they're not are qualifier worthy. Maybe next year. I just think it'd be kind of cool to get to compete there one time before I retire from the strongman scene. However strongman plays out in my life, I just enjoy doing it, and it keeps me functionally strong for my job, what I do for a living. So again, I do this run in under 60 seconds, so I'm happy with that. This is very similar to what they're going to have, not quite the same weights, and actually distances are a little further.